This week was the wedding of two of my husband's 33M and my 31F longtime friends. For some background, recently we've been having some issues. I told him I needed some space, so we agreed he should move back in with his mom temporarily. I wasn't thrilled about this because she tends to baby him, though I had to accept it as he had nowhere else to go and I wanted him out of the house. I wondered what to do about the wedding. We talked and decided it would be best for us to go together and for him to move back home afterward. He didn't have time before the wedding to pack up his things and so got ready at his mom's while I got ready at home and we planned to meet there. When he arrived I was already chatting with friends. He came over to us and immediately I noticed this rotten stench on him. He smelled like he'd been dumpster diving. It made my eyes water a little. I noticed our friends noticing, but he was completely oblivious and kept on chatting. I tried to let him know discreetly, but he was not getting the hint at all. We took our seats in the chapel and the service was beautiful. By this point, my nose had pretty much tuned out the smell, but it was clearly affecting other people and I still hadn't had a chance to let him know. After the service I saw an old girlfriend I hadn't seen in years and wanted to catch up. Apparently, while I was chatting with her, a friend had pulled hubby aside and basically told him he stunk. He got upset and demanded we leave immediately. In the car, we argued and he told me I was a horrible wife to let him embarrass himself like that in front of friends and I was probably laughing behind his back. He said that I knew he could be forgetful and since he was my responsibility as his wife, I should have called him up at his mom's to remind him to shower, usually he'll come in when I'm in. I was speechless and said nothing the entire car ride home while he berated me. This morning I checked my phone and we have both been removed from a number of group chats that included friends that went to the wedding. I heard through some friends that the bride feels we ruined her day, more people were talking about my husband than we thought. And she no longer wants to speak with us. I'm shocked and really hurt by this and have been feeling guilty all day. I didn't want to embarrass him by letting him know when other people were around, but now I've cost him friends and feel like I handled it all horribly. So am I the idiot? Told him he stunk. He got upset and demanded we leave immediately. In the car, we argued and he told me I was a horrible wife to let him embarrass himself like that. Strong opening. He said that I knew he could be forgetful and since he was my responsibility as his wife, I should have called him up at his mom's to remind him to shower. There it is. I'm gonna go not the idiot. Your husband is the one who ruined their day by showing up smelling like a whale carcass. You could have said something. You did not. From his reaction I'd bet he'd be mad either way, telling him or not telling him. And honestly, he should be embarrassed. He is a grown man, living with his mom, who still requires his wife to call him daily to remind him to shower. Screw that. A 33-year-old man has to be reminded to shower? Leave him with his mom. He evidently needs a little more help from his mom in being a grown-up. Not the idiot. Seriously, I can't believe he pulled that crap on OP and she didn't kick him out permanently. Did his mummy need to remind him to shower every day before he moved out of home? Did past roommates need to check his hygiene before he left the house? My teenage stepbrother has autism and even he remembers to shower daily and wear deodorant. And if he couldn't smell the rotting stench coming off him while everyone else could, then clearly he is too used to his own nasty scent. I think OP needs space from her partner permanently, send him back to mummy. Not the idiot but your husband is. Do you want to stay married to this excuse of man? Seriously? No one and I mean literally no one should have to tell their spouse to shower. Being forgetful is no excuse for poor hygiene. Does he not have a nose? Is he incapable of smelling or even feeling the filth on his body? The fact that he berates you and puts this entire situation on you would be enough for me to make the separation official. This is appalling behavior. Also, he obviously knew what day it was, he had to dress up and prepare for the occasion, who doesn't shower before going to a wedding? I mean look, I've been known to push my luck in terms of time between showers. I'm gross, I admit it. But I would never ever go to a special event without showering that day, ideally pretty much immediately before going, so I can be as clean and fresh as possible. This guy must have some executive functioning issues to not shower before dressing up for a wedding. Which, okay, everyone's got their issues, but he's a total idiot for blaming his wife for it. So, my I'm a gal by the way lol came to stay with us for a few weeks till her home is renovated for Christmas. The problem is that she has been randomly walking in on me while I'm in the bathroom. Thankfully not once has she seen me naked because I started picking up on her behavior after the second time in a week. She'd barge in, then turn and says, "Oh sorry," then close the door. I tried talking to my husband about it, but he kept ignoring me and then flat out said, "So what if she accidentally saw you naked? She's family." He seriously said that. We have a lock and I could have used it, but I have past trauma from the idea of being locked in a room after my brother locked me in the bathroom when I was 5. So I came up with this idea. I'd go inside the bathroom pretending to use it and wait for her to come, cause honestly, it's deliberate at this point. When she accidentally barges in, she'd see me in a weird awkward position. For example, doing a ballet stand, standing on the toilet, or standing facing the wall with my hands up, fully clothed of course. I could see how awkward and weird this would be for her because she'd stand there for a few seconds, trying to figure out what I was doing. It was hilarious at first seeing her initial confusion, but she told my husband about it, claiming, "She's caught me practicing rituals in the bathroom." I cleared things up and revealed the reason why. My husband was livid. He called me childish and said that I made his mom feel terrified, weirded out by my behavior. He said I should have acted maturely and locked the damn door instead of playing mind games. P.S. My husband and his mom are extremely upset with me. He still thinks it was ridiculous and is demanding an apology before she goes back to her home. I'm not sure if I will apologize because yes, while it was a me problem, I couldn't use the lock. It still feels wrong what she did, and maybe I'm wrong too, but at least I got, "So did you apparently lol," a bit of a chuckle out of it. Also, I'm sure Thanksgiving dinner will be awkward tomorrow. Especially after what happened. Lol. Not the idiot. You went the funny way and that's dope. Your husband, however, is the idiot. He expects you to be mature about it, but he doesn't expect his mother to knock on the door before walking in. Put a big old Polish sausage in your pants and pull it out of the zipper. Stand in front of the toilet and wait. Not the idiot, but definitely the goat for creativity in dealing with Mills. So he's mad at you because she barges in on you in the bathroom. In your home. That she is a guest in? But gets angry at you for weirding her out and causing her grief? It's her fault. She should be knocking and not acting as no one lives there, and it's her own house. Girl. Go get some jelly. Red if you can. And smother it on your face, and when she walks in, eat it like a caveman. Then when your husband asks you, we're stress eating. Not the idiot. My husband's family likes to drink. Every holiday includes multiple bottles of wine cocktails. I hate drinking. I have never drunk. My father was an alcoholic. I think it's childish if you can't have fun without drinking. This year I'm hosting Christmas for a change. I decided, since it's at my house, no alcohol is allowed. We are all getting older, and it's time to grow up. My husband's sister called to ask what she could bring. She saw a recipe for a Christmas martini that she wanted to bring. I told her about my no alcohol rule. She didn't say much, but must have told the rest of the family. Some of them started texting me asking me if I was serious and saying that it is lame. But I'm not budging. Now it turns out my husband's sister is hosting an alternate gathering that almost everyone is choosing to go to instead. It's so disrespectful, all because they would have to spend one day sober. My husband told me he talked to his sister and we are invited to her gathering, and he said we should just go and stop causing issues, but I won't. It's so rude. Now my husband is mad because I'm making him stay home and spend Christmas with me, but it was my turn to host, and I chose to have no alcohol. They could have dealt with it for 1 year. You're the idiot and the Grinch who stole Bazimas. You're the idiot for having a fit when no one wants to attend your optional gathering where alcohol is banned because you personally think it's childish. Now all your in-laws know that you think they're immature alcoholics, so why on earth would you expect them to go to your dinner when you think that about them? No less on a holiday where, yes, most people expect there to be festive alcoholic drinks served. Kindly, you're the idiot. I understand where you come from. But you need to understand where other people come from too. It's not your wedding or your birthday. This celebration is not about you and your wants. It's a celebration to bring people together. Most people work hard all year and rarely get to see their family. When they do, they want to relax and celebrate. It is awful, but yes, alcohol is part of this. I get that you don't want to see people dead drunk in your house. But there is a healthy couple of drinks in between.